It's okay. Off your mic. It's okay. She off your mic.
Chai! Now wow, people wey supposed talk truth to power don't off mic. And if we talk, now 500,000 they go summer us, call them hate speech. But fear not, Maiyegun don't come. Him go torchlight every corner, nooks and cranny of all these bad people where they spoil our country. So my people make we laugh, oh, yo, yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh, yo, yo. My people make we shout, oh, yo, yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh, yo, yo. Maiyegun don't come, man of the masses, oh, yo, yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh, yo, yo. Maiyegun diary Politico, oh, yo, yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh, yo, yo. This one not the off in mind, oh, yo, yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh, yo, yo. Can in the touchlight every corner, oh, yo, yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh, yo, yo. Okay, some people be they holla say they want the power. Chai. Them be promise us say we go get light and power. Nah. Them hustle so they can't get the power. But now they know they do anything with the power. Sure. Every day, dollar just they get the higher power. Over naira. Still them talk say make we off mind. But thank God say Maiyegun don't come. So my people make you laugh, oh, yo, yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh, yo, yo. My people make we shout, oh, yo, yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh, yo, yo. Maiyegun don't come, man of the masses, oh, yo, yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh, yo, yo. Maiyegun diary Politico, oh, yo, yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh, yo, yo. This one not the off in mind, oh, yo, yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh, yo, yo. Person where they do evil, no one make person talk. Them say that Maiyegun, that man too they talk. He too they talk. Say Maiyegun diary, he they hot like pepper. But every day then they take money in bulk. Poor man picking, they the street they hawk. Still them talk say make we no talk. But thank God say Maiyegun don't come. So my people make you laugh, oh, yo, yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh, yo, yo. My people make you shout, oh, yo, yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh, yo, yo. Maiyegun don't come, man of the masses, oh, yo, yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh, yo, yo. Maiyegun diary Politico, oh, yo, yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh, yo, yo. This man not the off in mind, oh, yo, Maiyegun làwọn mọ̀.
Hello there.
Maiyegun diary, Maiyegun number one.
Good morning to you, good afternoon to you, and good evening to you from wherever you are watching from. This is Maiyegun live.
Lórí Facebook, lórí YouTube, Maiyegun diary, Maiyegun number one. Gbogbo bó ṣe ń lọ ni Maiyegun já wa sí. Maiyegun diary, Maiyegun number one. Àṣírí ọ̀jẹ̀lú kì í bò níbẹ̀ o.
In this life, if you want to be, or should I say, in this life, you can try to be anything you want. But among the things that you must try never to be is to be an hypocrite. Now, you can be an hypocrite that you yourself is not aware, and you have people telling you, but you are also living in denial of it. Please, there is no self-injustice. There is no self-destruct button. There is no self-hate that can be compared to the hypocrisy that somebody is denying, like a typical Nigerian.
Ani Maiyegun làwa mọ̀ dodo. Maiyegun diary, Maiyegun number one.
Yeah? Share the broadcast. Tonight, we are going to talk more about the hypocrisy that so many of you are living in denial of. But as time goes by, a lot of you are going to be self-aware and possibly you're going to drop it. Hypocrisy, one of the destructive ingredients or gene that you can find in an average Nigerians. A lot of people, I mean, when I was growing up, there was this usual sort of, I won't call it a banter, but it was so effective, right, that it became a prayer point. So they will say to men, fathers, they will say, would you pray for your sons to meet women like your wife, like their mother? Would you? Not everybody will be able to say that. I mean, privately, you know that. Then they will face the women and say, you women, would you pray for your own daughters to meet men like your husband, their father? Would you? Some will say yes, so you know what I mean, but a lot will not. In fact, they won't say amen publicly. So there are a lot of people that will tell you they are patriotic Nigerians. Let us be patriotic about this country. And not be everything that everybody will be this or that. Let us all blah, 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 all those rubbish. Then you begin to ask yourself, if you see this one, they will say it's patriotic. If you see that one, they will say patriotic. And who should be more patriotic to the country than those who have been so beneficial? I mean, those who have been beneficiary, the beneficiaries of the goodies, those that the country have been so good to, mostly the public officials. They are those who are supposed to be 100% patriotic, loyal. But when you look at the state of Nigeria today, and then you look at the criminals who are parading themselves as your leaders, and they want to put, it's like this, you put your criminal leaders, you put Nigeria, and you put patriotism beside it. What you are going to get is just pure hypocrisy. You know that. Because if it is about patriotism, a lot of you will not be fighting to defend politicians. Defending criminals who have made your life hell, and they are still doing it. Yeah? You will fight, you will defend criminals. You empower them. You bleed for them. Now, when you are done, then you turn to God. That God should come and help you in the hands of the criminals that you are ready to die for. Hypocrisy. And it cut across every state, every minute, every part of a typical Nigerian's life. It doesn't matter if he's educated. Oh, no, that doesn't matter. They fight for God. Are you with me? They will fight and defend God. But when it is time for them to fight their own fight, they leave it for God because they have already surrendered their own sovereignty to the criminals they call leaders. Anyway, it's getting all together. There is this trending video of a pastor that took it to his own congregation, talking about 2023 charade, if you won't mind. I got this earlier, and I think I should share that with you. Let's start from here.
Somebody say, I love Nigeria. Some people are not saying it. It's okay, I understand. And we have to take a decision in about less than 2 months' time. ṣe ìpinnu kan ní ó dín díẹ̀ ní oṣù méjì sísìn.
I have discovered that it's the society that reproduce the leaders.
mo tún wá rí wípé àárín ara wa náà láti mú adarí jáde.
When we shout about the leaders, we are the one that produce them.
tó àtà bá ń sọ̀rọ̀ nípa àwọn adarí àwa náà la mú wọn jáde.
We are the one that put people that we want there.
àwa náà la ń afẹ́ síbẹ̀.
And they represent who we are.
wọ́n wá ń sojú irú èèyàn tá a jẹ́.
How many of you, by now, you don't have to say it. You have a candidate in your mind you want to vote for.
Can
I see your hand? You're already thinking. Can I see your hand? Raise it very well. I have already in my mind too. Raise it. I'm not asking you to say it. This is not a political group. Raise it. You are thinking. Okay, let's say it this way. How many of you have a candidate in your mind you wish we win? Can you raise your hand? Okay. Now, those of you that are going to vote, I want to pray a prayer for you. And I want your loud amen. That man you want to vote for, may your children have his character in Jesus' name.
Samuel.
Why are you quiet? Somebody is doing like this.
Why?
You didn't get him. That man you want to vote for, that man you are rooting for, that man you are shouting on Facebook and crying about, may your children have his destiny in Jesus' name. May they act like him, behave like him. You are not saying amen.
Sami.
Go and think. If you don't want a leader that your children will look like, why do you want to vote for him? If you know you don't want a leader that will be the picture of your own children, why do you want to go and cast your vote for such a person? I want to pray again. Whoever you vote for, their destiny, good or bad, come upon your children. It is well. I said this because I want to take the election serious. Don't put your vote on anybody. Your heart cannot tell you. This is a picture of our future. If you do it, you are bringing a curse upon your children.
That is what they will say in Yoruba. There is no, see, when the market is over, nobody will say it to the blind. They will know that he done the wrap up. But he didn't put the question. I mean, he didn't put the prayer point very well. Me, if I have to put the prayer point, as some of you will say, everyone that is rooting for APC, especially APC, may their lives, the life of their children, be exactly as Bokwari has been managing Nigeria. There is, see, you shouldn't take anything there like, you know what I mean? And same thing goes to all of you. You know why I choose APC? Because they are the one there now. They are the one right there now. So the prayer should go to them first. Then the others should go to all of you. Pro one Nigerians, Abi. It should go to all of you, where you are going to be like, may the future of your children and children be the destiny. I mean, that you think that person you are holding placard for, you are tearing shirt for, tearing cloth for everywhere because of this 2023. May that future that you think they are bringing, may it be the future of your children and then your children's children. is actually like a pay, but that is not how it works. Because the real thing that works more than us just saying all of what we are saying right now is that the mechanism they use in railroading them into giving up, something like this. Let me show you that. I saw one earlier. I think it must be this.
See what the APC give us.
People said that one is for APC. APC, Egbekegbe, next 4 years suffering starter pack. Okay? Once they hand you one, lucky you. You've been paid your 4 years. Others are not going to get anything given to them. Okay? They are just going to shout and scream and do all of that. Some are just going to get 1,000 naira. Some are just going to get thank you. And they are going to exist just like Bokwari and gang, just like what they're experiencing right now. You get that? The starter pack, they call it.
See what the FPC give us. And just call me now and say me bring my butter card. And give me one shirt, one key order, oil, pepper, and sardine sachet. Maggi, 10 pieces inside. 2 indomie. 1 sugar, 1 salt. 1 gari. 1 jerrycan of gari. 1 jerrycan of rice. 1 jerrycan of beans. A rubber for hand. Nothing there again. And this one empty cell, nothing there, sir. See what they give us. See what they take us for this country.
So before they give you this, what did they ask you?
They just ask me for my butter card. I give them the right, what they want right. Then give me back and call this one. Give me.
So now we say this one now for the next 4 years now. They don't settle you with that now.
That is settlement that.
Now they settle with this. So this one now, how many days you go chop now?
This one 1 day now. This thing don't never even say.
And now me say with this one now you go vote APC now.
Me I don't go vote APC.
Why now? Why they don't give you this?
I don't go. I go just collect. If don't give me a collect, I don't go vote APC. What you don't do is for this 8 years now, it's okay.
It's good now. Anything where they bring collect them. Now you're right. After all, now APC they government.
I go vote for voting.
They do Christmas for you now.
This one na Christmas, other na New Year gift, I don't know.
So make you vote your conscience. So
I go
vote for the one where we say this country go better.
Now what we go vote like
we cannot continue to live in this little things when it go last us 2 days. There for the next 4 years, you will suffer. Your children go suffer. Make everybody share your out. This is happening live now. In Ikoyi, they are going about collecting people.
All of that is just to tell you it is happening. It doesn't mean anything that is going to probably change anything for real. A lot of them, as we call them in Nigeria, they are willing accomplice or willing accomplices. Yes. You see those criminals, you see, Tifnumbu and gang. They are actually not, they won't be powerful as you are seeing them, if not for those who are actually their enablers, the comfortable sufferheads. You know what I mean? And the ones that are always somehow quick to anger in defense of the rogues. But if you tell them that, okay, whatever you are wishing and all of that will be the portion of your children and your children's children, their future and the rest, a lot of them will just sit down there and be like, okay, or they will turn it into a fight. Some will say amen. I mean, I've seen worse. So that pastor in his own church could hear few people, amen, 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 like, you know what I mean? And others are like, I reject it. Why are they rejecting? Who did they have in mind? probably majority of them in that church are for Kolu or Atifku. Because you see, disobedient, they have built a sort of a different reality, right? That is so different from whatever the regular one you are used to, I would say. Because I wouldn't understand, or maybe they're actually not interested. I was observing the video and I kept, kind of trying to process it like, what could have made them? Because it's either they are not voting or they are actually for Agbado Kolu. I'll repeat that again, just for a second.
So, somebody say, I love Nigeria. Some people are not saying it. It's okay, I understand. And we have to take a decision in about less than 2 months' time. I have discovered that it's the society that reproduced the leaders. When we shout about the leaders, we are the one that produce them. We are the one that put people that we want there. And they represent who we are. How many of you, by now, you don't have to say it, you have a candidate in your mind you want to vote for? Can I see your hand? You're already thinking. Can I see your hand? Raise it very well. I have already in my mind too. Raise it. I'm not asking you to say it. This is not a political group. Raise it. You are thinking. Okay, let's say it this way. How many of you have a candidate in your mind you wish we win? Can you raise your hand? Okay. Now, those of you that are going to vote, I want to pray a prayer for you. And I want your loud amen. That man you want to vote for, may your children have his character in Jesus' name.
Samuel.
Why are you quiet? Somebody is doing like this.
Why?
You didn't get him. That man you want to vote for, that man you are rooting for, that man you are shouting on Facebook and crying about, may your children have his destiny in Jesus' name. May they act like him, behave like him. You are not saying amen. Go and think. If you don't want a leader that your children will look like, why do you want to vote for him? If you know you don't want a leader that will be the picture of your own children, why do you want to go and cast your vote for such a person? I want to pray again. Whoever you vote for, let their destiny, good or bad, come upon your children. It is well. I said this because I want to take the election serious. Don't put your vote on anybody. Your heart cannot tell you. This is a picture of our future. If you do it, you are bringing a curse upon your children.
So the hypocrisy there can be smelled in even far away outside the venue where they had that. You know that, yeah? Anyway, let us move a little bit forward. There is, what do you call it? There is this spread, anyway, of the charade, which they call the election. The rigging starting even before the first ballot is cast. I'll show you something before I go to my next topic, okay? A video, this particular one.
He's not an INEC official. That guy is not an INEC official. Come outside.
They will call you guys. Camera. You want to beat her? Why you I look like I know.
What are you doing inside? You are not an island. What are you doing inside? What are you doing inside? What are you doing inside? You are not an island. What are you doing inside? You are not an island. What are you doing inside? You are not an island. What are you doing inside? You are not an island. What are you doing inside? You are not an island. What are you doing inside? 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 You are not an island. What are you doing inside? You are not an island. What are you doing inside?
So that seems to be the report or the scene from so many places in southern Nigeria. Yes. Currently, the INEC of Nigeria is considering postponing the election because of security problems. INEC offices are being set ablaze in eastern Nigeria, and they are using that as a means of where we may not be able to conduct the election. So, while in so many places like Lagos and so many parts of northern Nigeria, where a lot of people are going to say they want to receive their PVC, get their PVC, you know what I mean? They are now being like screened out once they realize that your name is Igbo. This is real. That's why I showed you that video. And it's been the same report almost everywhere. You know what I mean? Like outside this eastern Nigeria, they call it rigging before it even starts. Okay? So characters, you are the replica, or should I say, you are the, you are just the same reflection of your own criminal leaders, or your criminal leaders are just reflection of a lot of you. And as they pray, mind you, I'll take this short one using Layamo's defense.
My name, as it appears on your CV, is my correct name, which is Lai Muhammad. Please don't believe what they say on the social media. They call me all sorts of names there. I used to ignore it until one day when my 7-year-old grandson called me and said, "Grandpa, tell me the truth. Why do they call you Liar Mohammed?" I looked at him. What do you say to a 7-year-old son? How do you explain politics to him? So I said, no, don't mind them.
Politics make them lie. That's the point he made there. Criminals that have been criminals from when they were young, now that they are old, they haven't stopped. Criminals who wanted to be seen as honorable men and women, but their antecedent, their handwork, this society they lead in ruins, poverty, corruption, terrorism, anarchy everywhere. But they still want you to, to line the road with gold for them to tread on. Bunch of old liars. But anyway, a year ago, what is likely going to be your next 4 years nightmare? Tifnumbu, a year ago, declared that he wanted to be your president. Just a reminder too.
I can answer that with categorical yes. I've informed the president of my intention, but I've not informed the Nigerians yet. I'm still consulting. And I have no problem consulting and I've not set a parameter of limitation to the extent of how many people will I consult. You will soon hear, all you want to hear is a categorical declaration. You've gotten that truth from me that I've informed the Mr. President of my ambition. And you don't expect more answers than that.
So that was the genesis of the future Bulaba, Bala Blue, and then, not being able to even make a deposit for electricity, to generate electricity that can roast corn, for a roasted corn. And the journey is about coming to an end, a dramatic one, a twist that the obedient brought into the heat, I'll say. But in a short while, just a bit of a reminder as well, Tifnumbu said this.
I don't read social media anymore. They abuse the hell out of me. If I read it, I get high blood pressure. I get angry. I don't read it. So, if I want to hear anything, my children or any of my workers will tell me, this one say this one. If I'm tired, I say, please, forget it.
High blood pressure. It gives me high blood pressure. It gives me this or that. Now, talking about high blood pressure, Tifnumbu doesn't have high blood pressure. You know how how did I know that? Shetima came out to try to put some records straight. And you know what he said? He said that Tifnumbu is healthier than him. Can you believe that? A lot of you who are trying to see Tinubu this, Tinubu that, or blah, 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 that Tifnumbu is even more healthier than him. That Shetima, that he has diabetes. And he also has, what is the second one again? Hypertension. That one didn't say he got his own hypertension from social media. But he said he has it as an health issue. That's a serious stuff. So in order to tell you, and he said, except for that Parkinson that Tifnumbu is suffering from, and the Parkinson itself is not serious, except for the fact that Tifnumbu doesn't sleep, lack of sleep. It doesn't sleep like everybody else. Omo, I don't know if that one should be, if this should be a UK election or US election, and the vice presidential candidate comes out to say the presidential candidate has early Parkinson disease. And the Parkinson is not that serious. It is just that Tinubu know they sleep, lack of sleep. So the bat don't sleep. I mean, it's so funny, right? It's not funny. It is just to tell you that when you see the willing slaves, enablers, enablers of criminals, you can tell that sometimes it is actually beyond their selfishness and greed. Now, Shetima said, Asiwaju Bola Tinubu is even healthier than me, as I have diabetes and hypertension, which he has none. Even the early Parkinson disease people talk about is lack of sleep. Watch you. He said, is lack of sleep. Now, I'll tell you what it means. You know that tremor that Tifnumbu shakes, Tifnumbu dozes, and sometimes he staggers, he's not balancing, and all that stuff. Shetima is now blaming it on because Tifnumbu know they sleep. Lack of sleep. Parkinson. Anyway, they are gradually probably, like that pastor said, you are the choice you make. And if you are proud of them, wherever they are using them as a prayer point, the right thing to do is to say amen for whatever reason that brought you to, you know what I mean? So Kalu, Shetima, and the Bokuwari, they were in Yobe today. But you know to what happened in Ojota yesterday? A very terrible situation. An unprovoked, attack by the Nigerian police on this peaceful Yoruba Nation, rally attendees. Well, it seems that it is actually like a done deal that from that yesterday, okay, people are going to continue to come out and come out and come out until Yoruba Nation emerges. There's so much going on behind the scene. I wouldn't mind giving you this particular update before we further our conversation on politics. Now, in the last few weeks, you have been hearing about Baba Akintoye resigned, Adeniran in charge, and then Adeniran resigned. No, Akintoye didn't resign. It was a coup that Adeniran was plotting with other people. It was like a mess. So anyway, Baba Akintoye had this to say after the incident at Ojota yesterday. Yeah, from the Alano.
Program in Yorùbá. Okay, you can put a cushion now. Go shut and you for Yoruba. Or do something you a shagani. And your more what had the cool in there, and khaki in the Yoruba. Tell them the secular should them rally lady. Mokinyo. You know what that done. We pay policy you time way. In spite of all the difficulty. During country are gone with beijing so calendar no motto. Kawama Koran do see Sherani no la that Yamalopa can let one you can see any by a fine or the wounded according to what we hear. More condition the second one yet. But the important thing is this. Two things are important now. The first thing is your determination to go on. No surrender, no bending, no bending the knee, no surrender, and no looking back, no going back. You want your country, and that is final. Whatever difficulties the Nigerian authorities may create, whatever crimes they may choose to commit in order to stop you, we are going on. So, I want to get the money once of me, okay, but you that you buy a card, this pass come out of it. I said, no. In fact, more people are coming, according to what we hear. Do a kinyo, go you back in the tower, you know, one don't see me, that's my good news in here. No surrender, no bending the knee, no looking back, no going back. It is men like you, people like you, men and women like you, with strong resolve, with a bending will that achieve great things in history. And God will grant.
Yeah. No bending the knee, no going back, continue, and all that. Which is exactly what happened. People returned back again to Lagos. I mean, it's a little bit rowdy in a way, but there was no death recorded or any kind of, attack at all. Here is a bit of what was captured. And here is another one. Yorùbá.
Orílẹ̀-èdè Yorùbá la fẹ́ o. Ẹ má yẹ káwọn PDP àti APC àti Labour Party. Ẹ má yẹ káwọn àtọ̀ yín jẹ mọ́.
And there is even one more. Yeah, shut up. So, which means, of course, there will be more to see eventually. So, yeah, we should, wish them well, I would say, in all the, and then wish them, the best and the best of this, best of safety, I would say, because I detest violence. Everybody should probably have known that by now. As long as, we are not putting people's lives in any kind of harm's way or what have you, we wish them all the best. So, now talking about politics again, okay? So today in Yobe, Bokwari was out, Kolu was out, but in their usual, just some short what have you, where what they say is mostly like a clownery, okay? So, just let's pick the hint from that, where Bokwari was handing a flag to their supposed candidate. Sorry, yeah. I mean, one from dead body to another. Dead body get the accidents. Double wahala for dead body. I mean, you could sit down there and just wish this on yourselves. Seriously? Anyway, so that was in Yobe. But that's not the only thing that happened in Yobe. Talking about the hypocrites who actually love their chains. But it's just that they love their oppressors differently, okay? In that same Yobe, today, this also happened. To destroy is so easy. And for people that have been dipped in a weaponized poverty, trust me, there is no amount of violence that is not built inside them. No matter how illogical they act or reason, right? The system produces them, the system nurtured them, the system weaponized everything that is controlling them. You know that, Abi? It is Nigeria. Meanwhile, somewhere else, where the obedient were also gathered, Obi was in his own old state, the Anambra, where he was a governor for 8 years. And from what we, sort of picked from there, yeah, like everywhere else, I'll share that with you. First, let's see this.
we can start changing it. We can't continue this way. Where things, people are just stealing everything. People are, to say that this man stole this amount, this man. No, we want to stop it. Use our resources in a more efficient manner. We're talking about security today. I was saying about security today. I said, let me tell you, what has federal government done to improve security? You are telling them about security. What has government done to improve security? Anambra State is 180 communities. When I use Anambra State, I said, let it be that in all states of Nigeria, that each of them have about 500 communities, which is not possible. Because in the north, some of them have less. But I said, let's say it is 500. Let's say it's 200. Let's say it's 300. Let's say we have 10,000 communities in Nigeria. 10,000 communities. And we decide that these 10,000 communities, we are going to support them by buying one vehicle each. Then, vehicle manufacturing facilities. We want 10,000 pickups. About 15 million naira. And it will cost the government of Nigeria something that is very easy to pay over a period of 1 year. 10 of them to form security outlet that will be paid directly by government. Hold every territorial responsible for its community. We'll give you the money, but you must protect your community. Yes. Of course. We will inform the territorial rulers of the council. That's where you start. If you really want to do it. What is wrong in having local government police? What is wrong in having state police? That's not part of it. We want security. It doesn't matter how it happens. And we can support it. The money that we are called now for 1 month stealing, in August, we produced 975 barrels, 975,000 barrels. We are losing 825, which came to 225 million, $100. It was about $2.5 billion. If you do with 650, you will pay for the money after for the pickups.
What do you do?
Go to and hold people responsible. That's what we want to change. We want to change society. We want to make it work. Stop stealing. That is what we're saying. So in conclusion, this year's election, which will be next, please, I know they say don't play politics. Please get involved. There's a time people get involved. I have somebody I was praying earlier said, through Jesus, your son. He said to me, Peter, this thing doesn't think the son can carry it. Let's go to the son. And the father needs to hear this from the class. We can't go to the son anymore because it's too much. So, for me, it is important that all of us get involved. Everybody. Because they are not kidnapping traditional roots. Things unheard of. They're not killing them. Things unheard of. And societies that are in trauma. Societies that are worried. Nobody's sure. None of you now can travel freely. If they say now go to Lagos by road, say no. If they say now go to Imo, go to, you are scared. Because you don't know what you need. Even if you are going to go, you are scared. Nobody will ever know where you will get. These are things we don't want. We want it to end. And it will only end by you getting involved. It is not going to be by tribe. No tribe is safe. Or a Muslim believe everybody is unsafe. The north is more safe than here. It is not going to be by my tongue. It's nobody's tongue. If we are going to claim tongue, I, your son, will claim tongue. I'll say some of the southeast, other people are trying, they allow us. But I'm not doing it because it's tongue. I'm proud of my Igbo name. And I'm a proud Nigerian. I'm contesting the election in Nigeria.
So he told the Igwes in Anambra, the council of the royal fathers in Anambra, that if it is about turn by turn, of course, it will be the turn of the eastern Nigeria. He could claim that, but he's not interested in turn by turn. He's proud of his experience and he's proud of what he's offering and all that. Therefore, if you know what I mean, if they let everybody go and play on the field, it should be about what they have to offer, not where they come from. You know what I mean? Kind of some of the punchlines that he kind of always loves to drop that get a lot of people attracted to him, I believe. In my studies, right? Let's go outside and see how it is, or how it was in Anambra, Oka today. Right there.
I swear, this kind happiness that they feel for this place, the small money where they never finish spending, and they want spend. Collect them. This election, by the grace of God Almighty, is as good as won.
Vice President, everybody they talk to each other. That made me to know that Allah they know they. Labour Party. Obodo Ochichi Honorable Labour Party.
Listen, I know now your own. But let me tell you again, because now my own. Peter Obi is that shining star who is moving Nigeria from consumption. And so shall it be. That gentleman who went through Christian school, great philosophy. We know what philosophy is. I'm a university lecturer. My lecturer's lecturer is here today. Like you told me, Prof. We welcome them. We know, and we have a young man through supermarkets as a student. We know where he's from. We know what he represents. My brothers and sisters, going cotton at an elephant charging. Peter Obi and my humble self, under the obedient movement of the Great Labour Party, we are charging through. Nothing is going to stop us from rescuing Nigeria.
Incoming Vice President, don't worry yourself. If you talk about Labour Party, we are going higher, yes we are. We are going higher today. We are going higher. We are going above the shadow. Into the presence of God. Into the presence of God.
Finally, listen carefully. The day you hear one sentence, President, from that day, we will stop the killing and start the healing. Once we hear President Peter Obi of Nigeria, we have stopped the slide and we have has started the decline of our society. Thank you very much, and may God bless
I mean, that's actually why I wanted you to listen to that. It was like more or less like a party mood and all that. I mean, I like party mood. You know what I mean? It is a little bit entertaining. I think you should listen to what he told the people, the OB himself. Somebody said I should play you the clip where his wife also addressed the people. Of course, I would love to, okay? But let's listen to this first and check if time will still let us. What did Obi tell them in Anambra today? This.
I'm on the 50s. No, they combine. He combine and they goes up. The weather 70. They goes up. I'm not even a combine. You know they combine with my woman. I stand distinction. Before the speech today, we go. I was governor here for 8 years. No bank in Nigeria, no financial institution in Nigeria did I ever enter to borrow money. Network in Nigeria. Okay, there are government. Even the people. Of course, you're right. What do you think the government continue? You can say that again. I'm not going to complain. If you're not government down for complain. The work of a leader is not to complain. It is to find solution. We are telling you, we are not going to complain. We are not going to remind you of your past. We are going to remind you of your future. And we are going to build a better future for you. When I change every day, and I come to Nigeria, nations after nations have gone through the problem Nigeria is going today. But with good leadership, the way we did in Anambra State, before I came to Anambra State, Anambra was known for bad things. Home for all. Simba, no one ever home for all. I want best education. One best hand. Who the best in MDG? Myself, who the only one blessing? I just never look there go. That's all we want to do. We want to turn Nigeria into light of Africa. We want to turn it into light of the black man. As you want to get the labor, it's Anambra State course. And I answered it. And I'm asking, is Nigeria cost or will cost? I want to have opportunity to answer it. If I'm president, the North will celebrate me. Because I'll fight poverty in the North. I'll fight education out of school children in the North. I will invest in it. If I'm president, the South will celebrate me. Because I will use whatever is remaining with the oil resources, I use it to clean South and bring life to South. If I'm president, the Southwest will celebrate me. Because I'm going to turn Lagos into financial hub of Africa. If I'm president, the Southeast will celebrate me because it will become the industry base and export base of Nigeria. Factor endowment. God gave the north the first uncultivated land in the north. That will bring more money for Nigeria than oil. The God made it possible. He gave the south oil. That oil has been misused. I'll use whatever is remaining, clean up, make them celebrate. They are going to have East-West Road that is uncompleted for 24 years will be completed. They are going to build a road from Asaba to Warri. They are going to do all that. They are going to ensure that all those places people thought it is impossible. It's possible because Onye Banyemoto Oshi Atani Ba Port Harcourt. You might not know that all you need from Atani to Port Harcourt is just a bridge over. You see how I know Port Harcourt. You don't see Atani to Warri. A way to the River Niger and River Benue. Onye Banyemoto Port Harcourt. If I get America, there will be no more flooding in Nigeria. Because we'll dredge River Niger, we'll divide River Benue, and we are going to use ensure that there's no dam in the north for agriculture. He's committed to the future of Nigeria. I'm committed to it. We are young. All who are required physical and mental energy. Everyone retirement to
Anyway, I hope the obedient, you enjoyed that, Abi. Yeah, we are following everything. If we see him somewhere else tomorrow, I'll pick it. The diary will pick it. Record it on the date that this is broadcasted. So that in a year or two today, even in 10, 20 years from now, if you are gone, when we are gone, maybe our own children will actually go back to all of this and say, what happened on that so date, by the way? I think I should just, when they are doing their researches, MaiyegunsDiary Politico is going to become one of the most valuable, in the future, one of the most valuable social media platform whereby you can go from date to date if you are doing researches on events that happened in Nigeria, even when I'm long gone. That's why I call it the diary, MaiyegunsDiary Politico, on this day. So yeah, that happened. And on the other side, from Kaduna, where Dati comes from, right? It was almost like similar, but this time around indoor for those who are trying to organize similar show, like they had the Noka similar show in Kaduna, where Kaduna Littlefinger, Hell Rufaya is the emperor. But nevertheless, they seems to be so enthusiastic about it. This is Kaduna. again, when you see the Nigeria criminals, you see the enablers, okay? As the whole thing is going, there is something called systemic rigging, which is done even before the physical one, like the video I showed to you earlier. It is real, and I just hope, you know what I mean? You have a means around it before it is too late, I would say, if it is not already. You see this young man fighting here. This was Lagos, so this young man, you could tell the character, the attitude, everything there is an APC, Egbekegbe, one of the Lagos Abobakus, thugs, suffering and smiling young people. They will die, and there are many. They would die there to make sure that anything that is going to threaten Asiwaju Awon Ole, Asiwaju Awon Atole's numbers in Lagos is completely shattered, even before the first day of the ballot. Just a reminder, I've shown this video earlier, right? Those who are having non-Yoruba names in Yoruba states, as well as those who are like bearing Igbo names, especially. People are now coming out to complain publicly that they have been sort of intentionally told that their cards are not available, or they can't even find their names at all. They should go and register. All of these are also like, it's called systemic rigging. Just before you even cast the first one, there is already pressure on the INEC chairman, right? That you are not going to have the election next month, okay, February, that they will likely postpone it until they finally tell you that no election for security reason. And by law, Bukwari can do that. Do you know that? I just want them to do something that is going to trigger all of you who are actually fighting them and pushing them to act this way, that will trigger them, that will trigger you, that you probably will call their bullshit soon, because you're going to see bullshit, a lot of it, like this one. They'll fight you physically. They will chase you down. They will trace you. They will do all they can if it has to come to that. And this is just at the beginning.
He's not an INEC official. That guy is not an INEC official. Come outside.
They will call you guys. I got camera. I'm support to go. Say where the man want to INEC. So I want to beat her. Man, I want to I know, and they want you to give me money. I look like INEC.
What are you doing inside? You are not an INEC. What are you doing inside? What are you doing inside? What are you doing inside? You are not an INEC. What are you doing inside? You are not an INEC. What are you doing inside?
Are you doing inside? You are not an INEC. What are you, Mama? What do you mean? They are survivors. The street fighters. The Lagos Abobakus with phones. They are on MaiyegunsDiary Politico. They look at me, they say, this guy is saying the truth. Oh, Benny, no be truth, we go shop, Charade. Asiwaju for president. Maiyegun, Bagbewiri. You dey feed me, ni. Shey you dey feed me, ni Maiyegun. You know how they survive for streets, ni. I know how you are surviving. They sent you to that street. So we know the rules. The people who sent you to that street, yeah? They want you to remain in that street. And you will probably need to survive on that street by also what? Extorting whoever you can extort. Just survive anyhow. Now, to maintain that survivor, Baba, you go fight for them, or sometimes they may even kill you for it. But if you die, as they say, the road to the throat is like the road to the grave beyond. Young men and women who have become political vuvuzelas, who have become political jobbers, jobless, educated, but they are educated, unemployed, and unemployable. due to the system that produces them. And they will continue to defend that because that's the only word they know. They abuse me all the time. But anyway, I am still always here to remind them that it no matter. One day, you yourself, some of you are like so foolish, so stupid, so selfish, so self-centered, right? And ignorance as well, right? You are educated, or you are stupid, okay? You are young. One day, you are going to grow old. You're going to be, you too, you will be asking young people then who will discover your own stupidity, your uselessness, your selfishness. By then, Nigeria will don't hit you left, right, and center, right? And guess what? Young people are going to see you and say, this man, you are say, can you say that to your father? I am old enough to be your Baba Koshi son. You are not my father. You may be old enough to be of the age of my father. Useless people serve, they grow old. Idiots, they grow old. Ignorant, selfish morons are also growing old. Self-centered crooks are also growing old. Same with all the criminals that you worship. They were once young people too. Now because they don't old, now say, don't insult me, oh. If you want to grow, don't insult. Abe shire nisa. Abe Yahweh nisa. Say, I am old enough to be Abe. If you say that face to face, about buying leti, one can relay before 4 o'clock in Raleigh. Abe shire nisa. You know, that kind of thing. Young people are going to grow. You know, they're going to see you. Some of you, you're not going to die. You know, they say useless people, sometimes they don't die young. Even though all they do is that they want to kill themselves. All their decisions in life are decisions that actually mitigate against their growth, against their development, against their own progress. And they are okay with it. Do you understand? But unfortunately, useless people, they know they die young. Very useless people in their large numbers. Then they will grow old. Then they will begin to ask for respect. Some of those people they see on social media, uncles and aunties, they are already like, I don't know how to describe them, useless beyond any kind of remedy. And we call them Dapi Mosheda. Now, they are those asking you for respect. Don't you have elders at home? How dare you talk to Ashiwaju like that? How can you say Ashiwaju is Atole? How about your father say, now my father, they put the poster that he wants to take 133 million out of poverty. About face to face. If you say it face to face, they will say, Baba, repeat what you just said now. That's how much your life is going to be a mess. The messier Nigeria becomes, the messier your lives are going to be. So use your youth to defend them. Use your young age to fight for them. You're going to meet it in the front. At the end of the day, more and more young people are going to probably say it to you. We are talking all this useless. You people don't have respect. Which respect? Because we are going to tell them that don't respect all these useless people. They contributed to whatever Nigeria has become, not just the roguish criminal leaders that they are backing and fighting for. And you know, tribalism, nepotism, corruption, and all those things. None of them actually favors any of you. Any of you. None of them favors you. They just keep you in your place in the weaponized poverty underworld, which God, majority of you actually dwells. Courtesy, the criminals who are expecting patriotism from you, but unpatriotic criminals who have the chance of making your lives better, but they ruin them. And then they are offering themselves to say, oh, we're going to fix it for you. We're going to give you another chance. Really? Good luck with that. From my own side, I wish you what you wish yourself. I really have to wish you anything that you don't want for yourself. All of you Nigerians, I know that wherever you come out, as is the consequences of that is never going to be limited to you. I know that. And because of that, a lot of us are prepared. Okay. We are more prepared than a lot of you. Okay. And then when it starts coming, just remember these words of Maiyegun that says, you are whatever happens to you. The choices you make are what's going to happen to you. And again, if you love Nigeria, being patriotic for you, you will rise up and you will demand for the real thing that your own forebearers signed up for. And that was, right, independent regions that form the body of Nigeria, the one that they have now used their political whatever to divide into different sections And doing so didn't bring peace to Nigeria because it didn't do them according to the people they are dividing. They did them because according to their own inheritance, because that's what Nigeria is. There are owners of Nigeria who share the spoils of Nigeria. So when they share you, the land, the resources, they share you people with them as well. And that's why they are creating states, the ones that you never demanded, all to hide away from the truth. The thing that actually made us respect one another and say, stay your day, move day our day. So kick the can down the road. At the end of the day, if you want to be a real patriotic Nigerian, you will join those who says, let's break it up and save lives. It may sound harsh. It's not harsh. It's the truth. On our own part, we will continue to sensitize and give support to those who are ready to probably take that dive and say, well, let's take the leap of faith on this until we are all so much in tune with that same message. So on MaiyegunsDiary Politico, the Temple of Truth, 4 days ago, should I say 4 days ago, we started a fundraiser to support this calamitous news. To fight against this calamitous news of out of school children increasing in Yoruba land. As the poverty is increasing in Nigeria, our people are taking share of that. When they tell you that so number of people are jobless in Nigeria, our own people from Yoruba land, the young people are sharing from that joblessness, right? A huge number of them. And when they say people are falling into poverty bracket in Nigeria, extreme poverty, 133 million Nigerians suffering or living in extreme exponential poverty. Never seen before. Do you believe that? Our people are part of that. And when they say all this poverty, they are things that affect what could possibly empower them, access to what could empower them, prepare them for something that I call it life challenges. If you are prepared, if you have the adequate equipment or resources or training or information, you are likely going to be able to weather through the storm, especially what Nigeria throws at you. You know, being a Nigerian, the life is already leading you by 5-0. Do you understand that at all? Yeah, a lot of things have been rigged against you. Being a Nigerian, the day you are born, you have the world is leading you. This life is already leading you by 5-0. Now, if your parents have small money that they could provide this or that, they may take you to 2, and it will be like 5-2. If you are one of those children, the children of those criminals, they may try and take you up to maybe 5-5, which means you'll be at par. Do you understand that now? Not you. I'm talking to a lot of us who are actually came through the other side, which is not the one with the silver spoon and the state. Some of us didn't even come with any spoon at all. Do you understand that? So the characters that actually ensure that we remain poor and then continue to be poor, in my view, okay, let me put it this way. Because what I actually wanted to say there is something that could possibly just make it look like I'm reaching about, by the way. But let me just slow it down. So from our own side, we have decided that helping that people, providing that support, providing that information, giving them that shoulder to sort of lean on, in a way, could be one of the ingredients that could turn, or should I say, one of the two that could turn the tide. And we are not afraid to give it a shot. So there are people are suffering and falling into the bracket of this poverty makes them even more vulnerable, weaker to defend themselves. So when you tell them something right, they know. Then before you know it, they are back to the same people who actually took them down that road. So what do? We devise our own little means of reaching out. We've always been reaching out, just that we've never really utilized that chance or that such investment until now. And we hope that it will make enough impact. So we are starting with the school children that are currently unable to probably go back to school. A lot of them are out. And then from our last outing, we did receive a lot of feedback, okay, from the people we met. And they said, well, it's not just food. There's so much we are passing through. There's so much we are going through. Security, this, that, you know what I mean? And we said, yeah, we'll begin to call attention to this part of the lives of our people in a way that when Nigeria failed to provide that support, we can provide those support, no matter how little, right? You may think they are probably so little that they may not be effective until you realize that not doing anything at all, right, is absolutely not it. So on MaiyegunsDiary Politico, through the Yoruba Union organization, they want that reach out to over 600 families in the festive period. We have decided to raise funds that is going to actually produce 100,000 exercise books for school children in Yoruba land, with printed messages that as usual, that will carry all the information about what we are doing, and then the information they actually need to know themselves as Yoruba sons and daughters. So we then put out a sort of a request that from our members, any of them who is a printer and wherever a publisher, wherever you should give us an idea what it's going to actually cost us to produce that. They gave us one. Now we are now working with more and more codes. In fact, afterward, yeah. So today I have been briefed by the people in charge of this program. Let me tell you about it. Our plan, right, is to raise at least 30 million naira for a start to prosecute the project of 100,000 exercise books that will be given to 10,000 school children across Yoruba land. And then this is going to cover, as I've been told, 100 schools in Yoruba land. You know what I mean? So then they review the whole thing. The committee put together to look into that, and they give us a bit of, a workbook or roadmap on how to get that done. So fair enough. They have now pruned all that down. But we also said this, right? Our target is to get to 100,000. What if we can get to 100? I mean, what if we can print 100,000 books? What else can we do? Then we said, okay, let the plan B be 50,000, that we then go to 5,000 school children. Okay. So we are reviewing everything, and we are also monitoring what we have. We haven't done any fundraiser in the last 2 days. We called it a break. Sunday, Monday, and today, which is a Tuesday. 3 days, we haven't, because our own contribution is always voluntary, okay? But for the sake of those who have been following this, I have decided that even if we are not having to raise any fund tonight, but we should tell you what we did the first 48 hours that we launched this, and the last 28 hours of it. So we have spent 2 days to raise this. So we shared, or I shared 4 to 5 different platforms where we could raise all these funds. How could we put all these funds together? Crowdfunding. A lot of people are so interested in getting this done. Now, how do we organize it that there is no spillover and there is accountability? So we push out 5 different platforms to raise these funds. One, the Cash App. Then the second one is PayPal. And the third one is Give, Send, Go. It is online. Everybody can access that. And the fourth one is a bank account of Diaspora Radio. Not my bank account, by the way. Yeah, Diaspora Radio International UK, which is dedicated temporarily for this. Now, the fifth account was, still is a Naira account. So in those 2 days, right, what did we get? Where are we at? In fact, the last time I checked the team working on these projects generally, I am just the olden bay, somebody will pull all the resources together and give it to those who are going to work around and then, execute any project that we are embarking upon. Not me. I don't choose that, right? However, giving ourselves this update. So on all the platforms as we speak, on our, on our Cash App, we currently have about £782 there, but not everything is ours, okay? I have a sort of a gift for Princess from that £782, which was £20. So from that Cash App. So that leaves us at 762 pounds. And the second one is our PayPal. Okay. So far, so good. All we have on our PayPal PayPal right now is a total of 550 pounds. Okay. 551 or so. However, just like the Cash App, there is a 47 pounds a gift. In fact, 50 pounds gift for Princess donated and gifted by somebody. So which means we have 500 pounds there. Now, if we should go and add that to our 762 pounds on the Cash App, that will give us a 1,262 pounds on 2 platforms, right? Now, the third one is the bank, Diaspora Radio bank account, where I received a total of 415 pounds. Now, 415 pounds, again, there is a gift for Princess from that money too. Somebody wants me to give her 20 pounds from that money sent to the bank account of the Diaspora Radio International. So that will leave us with 395 pounds, okay? But let's say 400 pounds. So if you add 400 pounds to our 1,262 pounds, what do you get? And we get 1,692 pounds. Let's give it a round figure somehow. Let's call it 1,700 pounds. And that is just on 30 platforms, okay? Cash App, what's that one again? PayPal and the bank. Meanwhile, if you take your moment to check what we have on Give, Send, Go. You see, Give, Send, Go work differently. Not like all of these I've listed, okay? So Give, Send, Go, we take all our donations. Then in the background, they will begin to investigate all the donations, the bank card you used, to be sure that your donation is real and you are not using somebody's stolen card to donate towards this. After 3 days, or maybe even if you change your mind, for example, now I'm not giving them my money again, I'm changing my mind. Give, Send, Go will quickly give you the money back to you right away. So, in all of this service, we get charged for this, okay? And that is why they don't release our donation right away. They release them in batches. Batches means after they are clear and sure that the money is clear, no issue, nobody is feeling, you know what I mean? That's when they will be released, and then they will take their own court. So presently, from where we started, when we started this 4 days or 5 days ago, right? We started from 3,166 pounds as our balance at the time. And today, if you take a look at it, we are currently over 6,500 pounds sterling, which means in my own calculation, right, we have raised over 3,400 pounds. But like I said, that doesn't mean that we are going to get 3,400 pounds back from them. They're going to take out their charges and eventually they'll give us the rest. Okay. So in my own estimate, we might be getting, we might be getting about, 3,200 or 3,100 pounds, depends on whatever the charges will be. Then if you should say plus or minus, let's just make it 3,400 pounds that we have raised on the, on Give, Send, Go. And if you add that to 1,700, yeah, my rough estimate says it's going to be somewhere around 5,100 pounds. Now, this is the moment you can say, okay, let's put the 100 pounds aside as the charges, possible charges, right? So we can say from my own side, I have received a donation that is close to 5,000 pounds using the Nigerian exchange rate of today, 945 or 950 pounds. That simply means in my own estimate that from my own side, we have saved enough close to 4.8 million naira. This is excluding, any bank charges that we are going to incur the moment we begin to send the money back to those who are going to use them. But that's not all we raised, okay? We have our Nigerian